high-level land grab allegations spark outcry over Gulu's historic Kaunda grounds. A significant and contentious controversy has erupted over the ownership and legal status of Kaunda grounds, a prominent and historically valuable public land in Gulu City, Uganda. Serious allegations have emerged, pointing to clandestine attempts by senior government officials to convert this communal asset into private freehold land, sparking widespread public outrage and accusations of systemic corruption. The core allegation and public accusation. The scandal was brought to light primarily through social media, where user Strike Machine levied direct accusations against Mr. Richard Todwong, the influential Secretary General of the ruling National Resistance Movement, NRM. Todwong is alleged to be part of a group labeled serial land grabbers who are secretly orchestrating the privatization of public land. The specific claim is that Todwong wrote a confidential letter to the Uganda Land Commission, ULCUG, formally requesting the conversion of Kaunda grounds legal tenure from customary, which denotes land held in trust by the community or local clans, to freehold, which would grant absolute private ownership to an individual. This move has raised fundamental questions about the legality and morality of such a conversion, as customary land in Uganda is intrinsically tied to collective heritage and cannot be individually owned without a transparent and communal process. Discovery through municipal action. The alleged scheme was inadvertently uncovered through official channels, Gulu City Council, in a bid to properly plan and safeguard the land for public use, initiated its own application to the Land Commission to acquire an official title. To their surprise, the council received a reply stating that the Uganda Land Commission had already received 3 separate letters from private individuals, including one from Todwong, requesting the conversion of the same land. This prior application effectively blocked and overrode the city's legitimate attempt to secure the land for public utility, revealing a disturbing competition over the asset. Official correspondence reveals bureaucratic conflict and confusion. Attached documents, which have circulated online, expose a deep and confusing bureaucratic conflict between state agencies, suggesting either a breakdown in communication or a deliberate interference. 1. A letter from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Gulu Zonal Office, dated November 24th, 2025, reveals a prior approval. It states that the office had processed and approved conversion applications for this land on behalf of Gulu City Council. However, it later received a counter directive from the Uganda Land Commission, ULC, ordering all transactions to be halted, as the ULC now asserted its supreme jurisdiction over the parcel. 2. A separate earlier ULC letter dated May 16, 2024 confirms the core allegation. It released Honorable Todwong Richard Awany among several applicants, including corporate entities who have sought ownership. The ULC minutes show the matter was deferred pending a physical inspection, but the commission formally claimed authority and ordered a freeze on all other dealings, creating an administrative stalemate. Public reaction, historical context, and broader concerns. The online discussion reflects profound public anger and a deep-seated distrust in land governance. Commenters allege this is not an isolated incident, but a coordinated tactic involving networks of officials and businessmen referencing similar alleged land grabs at other public spaces like Mirambo's Stadium in Kampala. There are urgent calls for major media houses and investigative bodies to treat this as a critical public interest story, highlighting the vulnerability of communal assets. A poignant point of contention is the recent construction of a perimeter wall around Kaunda grounds, commissioned by Parliamentary Speaker Anita Among during a parliamentary sitting in Gulu. The public now questions whether this protection was a prelude to privatization. The historical and social value of the land is emphasized. Named after Zambian President Kenneth Kaunda, it is the site where St. Pope John Paul II celebrated Mass in 1993. It remains the largest green open space in Gulu city, serving recreational, cultural, and environmental purposes for its residents. Unresolved key questions. The situation remains in deadlock, with the Uganda Land Commission stating it will conduct an investigation. The case raises critical and unanswered questions. 1. What legal basis allows an individual to apply for freehold title over land widely recognized and used as public customary property? 2. Which government entity legitimately controls this land? And why is there such a conflicting claim between national and city level bodies? 3. Does the simultaneous filing of applications from the city and powerful private individuals indicate a deliberate strategy to bypass proper procedures? 4. Is this incident symptomatic of a broader systemic pattern of allied capture of valuable urban public land across Acholi and Uganda? This dispute over Kaunda grounds has become a powerful symbol of the struggle for transparent land governance and the protection of communal heritage against perceived encroachment by powerful interests.